ATMS. Always talking my shit with
Ashley. I got some shit to say.
You want social.
I'm the young one and they're old. Tiana.
You old bitch.
Who cares? Tiana would be everybody's friend.
First of all, I hate texting.
Melanie. Bitch. Fuck them kids. And I wish I wasn't always fucking irritated.
Driving scares the fuck
But
out
we
of
would.
me.
What did I mean?
Sabrina. Bitches piss me off. Sabrina's fist fight. I'm not really approachable. We just get that out there. Girl, if she ain't said nothing, I don't care. We're back, bitches. Hey.
And we're back with another episode of Always Talking My Shit.
I feel like I'm home.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Episode 4.
Part 2.
Yes.
Now, we do have guests. Sabrina is a guest.
She's a guest today, though.
If you watched the first episode, episode 4, part 1, if you haven't, stop now, go back, because this is part 2. Sabrina is Marv's wife.
I am.
And then we have my sister here today. This is Tarina. This is
Hey,
Kevin.
Tarina girl.
Welcome.
You are a guest. Know your place.
Welcome to the table.
This is Kevin's wife. So
Yes.
I guess we'll get back into the discussion. So this episode, we're basically flipping it and doing the wives of the men
Who've cheated?
who's cheated.
Different viewpoints, different perspectives. There's 2 sides to every story.
Ooh.
No, there's 3.
There is 3.
There's 3.
What is it?
Your side, my
Your
side, and the truth.
And the well, my side.
And
is
God knows the truth.
Yeah, I'm like, my side is the truth. So.
All right. So has everybody been cheated on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
One way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that make y'all feel?
Well,
Traumatized again.
Still in therapy.
I mean, it's hard to remember what it made me feel like in the very moment. Like, obviously it hurt. I was broken. I was confused. My self-esteem, self-confidence. But now, like, coming out of all of that, I would say it made me stronger in a sense.
I'm a survivor.
Exactly.
Growing experience.
Yeah. Like, it definitely pushed me into perspectives that I probably would have never had if I hadn't gone through what I went through. So I do think it's changed me in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
How do you feel?
Same here. It was a learning experience, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hurt, of course, because you think, oh my God.
Gotta get closer
Got
to the
cheated
mic.
on, whatever. But yeah, it's a learning experience, especially when you're younger.
Oh, yeah.
How old were you when you guys? I guess when you got cheated.
Went through it.
Split up.
When I went through it,
Yeah.
Let's see, 27, I think.
27.
Oh, yeah. Well, the cheating started
From day one.
when I was 18, and this is horrible.
No, it's not. Just say
And
it.
It's your truth.
It stopped at 27.
Yeah.
It's a little late for us.
Okay,
then.
we'll get to the story though, y'all. Like, it's not like it was like every day or something. Okay, like, yeah. So a little different. It wasn't just a one time for me, unfortunately.
Okay. And so both of y'all are currently married to the people that cheated on
To
y'all.
the cheaters.
To
Yep.
the cheaters.
Yep.
Giving them the title, the cheaters.
Shit, but now our shit.
But we are the outcome of the once a cheater, always a cheater being a false fallacy.
Right. False narrative.
Yes, because that's not what it is.
So men do change.
I think
Some
they
men.
do.
Some men.
There's hope out there for y'all.
Yeah.
What's that saying? You changed him?
I changed for you.
You know, with that being said, like, I think he changed him. He realized, like, there was going to be a point when I wasn't going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
So he changed him.
I mean, I think you helped him change him, though. I feel like you
It
opened
was
his eyes.
it was me being me though. Like, I didn't do anything to change him. I was being the good woman that I was, I always had been, and he just finally opened his eyes.
You feel like you changed him or he changed himself?
He changed himself. has had to do that on his own. Because we broke. So that needed to be the time where you did what you needed to do for yourself. To be a better person, you know.
So if y'all remember on last episode, Kevin said they had a 3-year breakup.
About 3.5.
So he did, some self-reflecting.
And she confirmed the 3.5 because you didn't believe him.
I didn't. I was like, 3 years? I don't remember that.
It went by fast.
It felt like a year, but I was in high school too, so.
So do you feel like you reflected during that 3.5 years too? Did you like live your life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Was it
In the
hard?
streets.
Y'all both did the same thing.
Right.
That's hella funny.
Was it hard though when he came back and he, apologized, and did you have to go through the whole trusting process all over again?
No, not really, because once you decide that you're going to be back with this person, you kind of got to put that to the side.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's key.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever sat and dwelled on the issue that what obviously because there were a few times I never really went back and was like, I mean, when he would, because it was multiple times and his demeanor and I knew something was up, then that's when I would be
Like triggers.
yeah, triggers.
He even said that too. He was like, I never got away with cheating. Sabrina always caught me. Always. Like she just know. Like I just know.
It's 0 to 10. I don't recommend dealing with it. It happened to work out in my case.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe that it worked out because we finally, came together, brought God into our life, and He was able to change. But yeah, the trust part after, obviously it's always hard. You always question things, but I wasn't the type to dwell on it either. I wasn't the type that's like, oh my God, where's he at? He's not texting me back. He's not. I chose to be with him, then I'm gonna put that in the past.
Because why would you put all that stress on yourself to do that every
Again.
day that he walks out the door?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are days that I freak out. I haven't talked to you all day. Are you cool? But once he'd respond, it was like, okay, that's fine.
Mine's with that is more so, did you get hurt in the street?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not worried about if you're cheating.
Yeah. Well, with Marvin too, most of his interactions with other women, the cheating. Now, if I were to break that down, it wasn't necessarily like he was off having sex with women all the time. That wasn't the case. He would have emotional conversations with women. So I wasn't worried about him out the house. I was worried about him on his phone.
Right.
If anything.
Now he don't
That's a little scary.
Yeah, that's a good question though, because what would you rather have? Him cheat on you physically or just converse emotionally?
Emotionally.
Yeah.
Neither.
Well, obviously neither, but if you really had to choose.
That's hard.
Emotional is a little bit more deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can connect with somebody on an emotional where sex is okay, they just had sex and he doesn't care about this person. But when you get emotionally connected to somebody, that's kind of hard to break.
Yeah.
I think that's why the guy said that if you were to cheat on them, they would be out because women are more emotional.
Yeah.
That's such a double standard.
I hate
It
it.
is,
I really
Men
hate
can't
it.
take it.
That men, they basically was saying they would cheat on, or they would leave us for less than what we would leave them
Yeah.
for.
Right. Yeah, because they can't take it.
And it's
Nope, they
what?
can't.
And then sometimes growing up, I wish I could be that girl that's well, I'm gonna do you like you did me,
Yeah.
because it hurts in the moment so bad.
Could never.
But it's it's not in you,
Right.
and then I'm ugh. I want you to feel what I feel like.
Right.
TT trying to hog the hookah. Dang.
She over there holding it.
No.
Yeah, so there's never been no tit for tat.
With me, it was more of when we were broke up. He was always pursuing me the entire 2 years that we were broke up. That's why in the past episode y'all saw that they were
Yeah,
like,
a
yeah,
1
we're
week.
still dealing with each other. But I was always dating that whole entire 2 years. I was always talking to somebody new, dating somebody new, partying, and
So y'all was for everybody.
Gosh.
If that's what they call it.
yeah, that's what they did call it. But it wasn't necessarily tit for tat. It was just more I was doing me, and he didn't want me to do me. But it wasn't. He knew we were broke up, and he would cry try to cry.
Cry
his
his
way
little
out.
eyes out.
Cry.
I mean, not literally, but you know.
They do that because they don't want you to get out there and fall for somebody.
Yep, it's the
Manipulation.
Yeah.
Men are, man, the best manipulators to walk this earth.
Yeah.
That's why manipulation starts with MAN for the man.
Wow, I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. Hey.
That was clever.
Don't get me wrong, it is a lot of manipulative, toxic women out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't feel like we manipulate though.
Not us, but there is women that are very toxic. Yes.
I mean, I probably have maybe done it a time or 2 or 3 or 4, but
That's a retaliation of him doing it to you, though.
yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. How has your mindset changed on cheating when you were single, dating, and now that you're married?
Starting with me.
Well, whoever.
Well, cheating, single, dating, married. I haven't been single, but when we broke up for 2 years, or just when in my mind how I would see cheating as a single person, I would feel like it would only be sex. Like you don't think about how people can cheat in other ways, really. When you're dating, I don't really feel like you can cheat when you're dating. It's like you're dating, so you're not committed. But if being together, like how we like, because I heard the boys say on the previous episode how when you're girlfriend and boyfriend, that's dating. It's not really like committed, right?
Yeah, like you're single till you're married.
So in that sense, I think now as that I've gotten older, I understand that more now. I still think that if you've had that conversation with somebody where you're exclusive, you're official, you're together, and you're committed, and you're working toward marriage, then yes, you can still cheat on them. Now, if you're just like, together all the time, dating, and just like there's no conversation, I guess it's not cheating. But like we're too grown for that. Like I don't think anyone's doing that. So I don't know. That's like some kiddie stuff. Like I wouldn't even put a label on that. But married, no. Like if now, like being married, being headstrong in my faith, understanding what cheating has done to our relationship in the past and how it still affects us here and there now, as far as like having had that past, like I'm not taking any type of cheating, whether emotional or just sex or an accident or nothing. Like adultery is a biblical standard for divorce. So I will leave if there's any cheating ever again.
Like, I'm not 27 no more, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel? Do you feel like you would have, like, you held cheating at a different standard when you were dating or single, and now that you're married?
Once you're committed, I feel like you hold it at a different standard. When you're dating, like you said, you're just dating. I mean, you have I can date this person, I could date that person. You could do the same thing. It doesn't matter. But yeah, once you commit yourself to that person, like you live with each other, you know what I mean? Like you're married, then yeah, that's different.
So do you feel like now, God forbid, he cheats, like you just like, all right, I'm out. Like it's not.
There's no working through it?
Yeah, there's no working through it. Mm-hmm. Or does it depend on how they cheated?
I don't think there's no working through it. Because we've been there.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That's a good question
I
because
already went there.
I know we had that talk recently about
like how they cheated.
Yeah, or like no, it was more like about why we would divorce or if we would divorce, and we would, it depends on how they cheat or but I feel like at least for us too, we've been through it. I've been through it more than once, so it's like there's got to be a line drawn somewhere, and that happens to be if it happens to be while I'm married, then that's the line drawn, definitely.
I agree. Okay, so what does marriage mean to y'all?
Marriage.
Because marriage means a lot to different
everyone,
people.
Yeah,
it's a life partnership.
Yeah. Well, for me, marriage was created by God, so it's a union under God that is for His glory. So what it means to me is to commit and sacrifice and serve my husband. So I commit to him, I sacrifice for him and the kids, and I serve him and the kids. And it's all for the glory of God. That's what it means to me.
I just want the ring.
No, it's a commitment between the both of you guys that you agreed on. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, in front of God and your family and all those things, but it's more of like the commitment that you made with each other, because we didn't have to get married. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, we could have stayed on that path, but you decided to take those vows and make that decision. So it's more like
a promise,
a love
Yeah.
commitment, I guess.
Yeah, it's like you
wanna
came
say.
to me. You got on
Right.
your knee. You asked me to be your
Exactly.
wife.
Yeah.
So do y'all feel like there's a time frame? Because on the last episode, the guys was like, "Oh, y'all need to wait. Y'all need to wait. Don't pressure the woman."
It's time frame thing.
To me, yeah, I don't want to date you for 10 years. Yeah, you know.
And that's funny because when we asked Kevin last episode, he was like, "Yeah, when I got back with her, she told me like I'm not waiting forever."
Right. Because at that point you decided to be back with me. We had already been together for so
Yeah.
long
Right.
before.
So now
then.
the next step is we're
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
get
What
married
are
and
we
you're really
doing?
gonna commit.
Right.
Yeah.
What are
He
we
also
doing
said,
now?
"Don't pressure." So
Right.
I was very like,
Well, he
what?
got that pressure though.
Yeah.
Right.
His situation's just a little different though.
Right.
Like we've been together since we were, what do you say? You guys got together like 24?
We got together around 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you guys had your two sons, broke up for 3 years, and then okay, we're back together now. We
What
get
are we
married.
doing?
Like,
Right.
when's the wedding?
Because you took that break for
Yeah.
3 years. So what do you want to do?
Yeah,
now?
you want to not be a cheater again, so just
Right,
marry me.
exactly.
yeah, that's
Right.
yeah. I would have. Yeah, that's kind of. I see how that happened.
And when people say like, what do we need to get married for? Like, what's gonna change?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, you're never gonna cheat on me. That's why.
But that's where men mess up though, because a lot of men just think like, look, this is what she really wants.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be with her. I'm gonna be with her forever. I might as well just do this. And little do they know, so much changes once you get married.
Right. Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Like all your money is mine. You know. Like I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is
Right.
yours. Like,
But-
you don't get nothing to yourself ever again.
But I have a question. I mean, you guys asked us the question about what's the wait time and what you guys took in what the boy said. But what do you think? Because you're the single ones. Like, you're the ones making people wait, or they're the ones making you wait, or whatever.
I am gonna make somebody wait. No.
So I mean,
on my time,
She
baby.
answered. I'll answer, but I'm just curious what you.
I don't think that you should pressure anybody, no. But I think that you should definitely have conversations about it. Like, yeah, like she said, I'm not about to wait 10 years to get married.
No.
So I don't want to pressure a guy, but I also have a standard for myself. Like, I'm not going to just be with you for heck long. We're living together. We're, doing all these married things, but you basically, what is it called? Giving the milk. What is it? The milk and the cow.
Playing house.
I was just gonna say playing house.
You're playing house, but yeah, no, I'm not about to play house forever.
Yeah, see, and for me, I'm like, I was a wife. So you're coming to me like, I only see husband.
Yeah.
So there's like, okay, we can date for like 3 months. We're talking marriage. I need to know.
3 months?
No, I'm saying like the conversation. You're gonna come to me and you're gonna expect seriousness. I'm gonna expect it. Don't approach me unless you're gonna be serious.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I need the conversation. Kind of has to be had. Like, where do you see this going eventually? Because I'm not gonna just be here for a year and we haven't brought up marriage at all. No. Like
Yeah.
at least
Ashley's on a different spectrum.
Yeah, I feel like the first
no.
year of being with somebody, it should just be all about you guys being together and knowing each other. And
Getting to
then
know
once
each
you hit
other.
that year mark, all right,
But no.
I'm in love with you. I can't picture myself with anybody else. So if you don't see us going any further, then we should break up now.
But why after a year? You're already in love with them. Your feelings are invested.
don't-
You're gonna be hurt. You mean
You're still
I
getting
wasted
to
a
know
whole,
somebody.
But I still wasted a whole year, and I didn't know your mindset wasn't on marriage.
Yeah, but even you just went through that, Ashley. Their
I know.
mindset was marriage.
we-
And what did you find out after a whole year? Totally different person.
Exactly. But we had the conversation.
I think a year is absolutely ridiculous and way too long.
I think 3 months.
I
is
think
ridiculous.
that the conversation should be had in a matter of if they are approaching you to get to know you and you ask them, okay, what do you want to get to know me? And they're like, oh, well, I think I like you. I want to date you or whatever. And you tell them, okay, like that's fine. Whatever you're into, I would be like, I tell them what you're on. Like, okay, well, I'm not here to play games. If this is serious, I'd want to be serious. Obviously not like the first conversation.
Yeah.
But in the midst of whatever, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then when they're like, oh, like this girl's serious, they know to back off.
Yeah. If I call you on my lunch break,
Yeah.
we're damn near serious. I call my mom on my
But,
lunch break. Okay.
I hate this idea that you have to obviously it's good to know a person's morals, what they believe, if they're a good person and all that. And yes, it does take time to find that out. But there are signs already at day one. People get red flags in the matter of weeks or 2 weeks. So this get to know them, you could do that during marriage. If you're committed and you're with somebody, people change every month. People change every day. People change every 3 months. The person you're going to be with in 60 years is not the person you're going to be with today, regardless. So this getting to know them for a year is bullshit. But that's just my opinion.
So you guys are saying that somebody should want to marry you guys within a year?
Or at least have it.
No, they're saying
At this
less
big
than a year.
age, it should be less than.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think that's, I don't know. But
I mean-
also, if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody at this age, we're in our 30s. Like,
So that's why you guys are saying that, though,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
But you can't go off of that.
no. But that's just how I feel. I feel
mean-
like that's why I'm not in a relationship now. If I know you're not looking for marriage or nothing, don't even fucking look at me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Obviously, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But that, if you don't want to eventually get married, it doesn't necessarily have to be to me. But if that's not your goal in life, to settle down and be married and have kids and start a family, then we should never even start speaking to begin with.
And if it's not that, then at least say that from the jump. Like, look,
Yeah, that's a cool conversation to have on a first date. Like,
Yeah.
look, do you believe in marriage? No? Okay, bye.
like
We
I
could be
just want to have
friends,
someone
but
to go
we
out
don't
to
need
eat
be.
with. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
All right,
believing in
fine.
the same things, at the beginning, you should get that definitely out the way. But I don't think there should be a time stamp like, oh, in 3 months, we need to be planning our wedding.
It also definitely plan like the maturity of the man too, because like men know like really early on if they plan on marrying you, they see your wife like, you know what, she says this is a wife right here. I want her to be my wife. Like I know Josh, for example, he knew within 6 months he wanted to marry me. I know, can you say names? Ray Sean, he proposed early on to Chanel.
But everybody's
So
different.
I
Yeah,
know, but it
everybody's
takes like, but they were also late. She was 30s.
I think that's
and-
also an excuse.
late
Everyone's
20s.
different. If a man is mature and he knows that his purpose in life is to provide and protect a wife and a family, there's no difference. That's what they're here for. That's their purpose. And if their purpose is something else, they shouldn't even be like talking to women who, like that in that
who
sense.
value that purpose.
And well, I already answered that question for me, but yeah, basically, when Trina asked if we believe that now, or if we feel that way now because we're older, I do feel that way now because I'm older. However, it's only because I feel like I've matured now that I'm older. If I took the same beliefs, moral system that I have now into my 20s, I would still feel the same. Marvin actually proposed to me at 21. We had a whole wedding planned out. Unfortunately, he cheated. This is why we're here on the show today. So and I'm talking about a real wedding, like $10,000, invitations, bridesmaid dresses.
Went down the drain.
Brownstone Gardens, or is it Brownstone Gardens? In Oakley was the venue. Like, it was all set. We were 21. Now, for that very reason, that would make me think, like, obviously, yes, 21 was probably too young for him to get married because he wasn't the man that he should have been in the time that he should have been in.
So would you guys tell your 21-year-old daughter or 21-year-old son that that's cool to get married at 21?
Does anybody want to answer first?
I feel like I would. I don't know. 'Cause
At 21, you're not mature enough to handle.
I need to know exactly. Yeah, I need to know. First of all, my daughter's boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
can you provide for her? Are you not living with your mom? Like, I get the whole you can live in an apartment, married thing. That's fine, but I need to know that you're gonna take care of her because she's.
Because once you get married, there's
That's
no
it.
more parents.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it. So, like, if he can do that, that's fine. That's great.
I mean, well, this is my belief, first of all. I don't agree. Not that I don't agree, but so at this age, I think if I'm dating you, I do want to know that, you're serious about something in life. Like, are you ready to settle down? Because I don't want to date just to be having fun. Like, if I get pregnant, I'm not getting an abortion. So what are you going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to know that at least we're serious. I'm not saying you have to know you want to marry me in 3 months or whatever, but I want to know that when we start getting serious, that is your mindset. Like, marriage is, even if it's with me or whoever, like, that's your mindset. You're ready to settle down. Now in my 20s, no, I don't think that I feel like you're still too young. Like, you need to mature, know who you are, know who that person is. I mean, but if y'all want to get married, then I feel like y'all need to grow together. There's no separation. Like, marriage is marriage, and it's serious to me. So if you get married to me, if y'all get married and you say yes, then that's what it is. You're going to have to fight through your differences or whatever, even if you're young.
Yeah. And I feel like these 21-year-olds now is different. Like a lot of kids aren't going to school. Like at 21, you're still in college.
Right.
But a lot of these kids aren't doing that. And another example is Evan and Shayla.
Yeah.
He proposed at, was he 20? I think he was 21. But they had their own apartment. They both had good jobs.
That's what I was saying.
They
It
paid for their
depends.
own wedding. They've been together since he was 16, 17. He knew what he wanted, so that's what he did. That's what they both want. I guess it just depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
If you're most 21-year-olds still live at home with their mama.
Are they still together?
Yeah,
they
they are.
just got married in March.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think that back before even our grandparents' generations, they were getting married much younger, and their marriages were lasting much longer. Now, she said, these 21-year-olds these days. So obviously, I do believe society and the things a part of society and the parents have created something that is not allowing our 20-year-olds to get married. So there are things that are happening in environment and in society that are not allowing for that to happen. But I feel like if we as parents started to encourage this kind of responsibility, and for men to be providers, and for our dads to start teaching our boys to be men, I feel like they would be able to get married at a younger age. And for that, I would definitely encourage my Christian kids with their Christian spouses to be married as early as 21, if not earlier. And I definitely think that as long as parents, that we see the fruit of the Spirit in those men or women that are with our children, and that they, regardless of how mature they are, how much they know each other, because like I said, God created us never to be alone. He created Adam and Eve to be together from the time of creation, and we are meant to be with someone, and they are meant to do what they are called to do, which is for mothers to raise their children and to be homemakers, to nurture their families, and for men to provide and protect. And if we can raise our children to be that and do that, they can do that as early as necessary, as long as you know that your children are living in that way, and their significant others are also living in that way.
But I feel like having a child, because they are children at 18 through 21, you're an adult, but you're still mentally, you're a child. So to me, I feel like you haven't even seen the world. You haven't even been out there. You're going to see something that looks better than what you have right here. That may make you want to cheat. Like, it's just.
Well, that's why I think it is, for me, it is important. Like I said, if they did not have biblical foundation, then no, I would never suggest that. Because if they're looking to God for all of their answers, their resources, what to do, what not to do, if they're in that foundation, there would be no cheating. There would be no, and again, humans make mistakes, so it could be, but they'd be able to work through it with God. And I do understand the not seeing the world. I just don't understand why they can't do that with their spouse.
Yeah.
And then also, back in the day, like you said, that a lot of people's grandparents and all that got married young. But what a lot of people don't talk about when they make those statements is a lot of them had separate families also back in the day.
What do you mean?
Like, they had
broken families?
Broken families.
Yeah.
So they were getting married really young, and then by the time they got a little older, they were off with their other families that they were. So I feel like it's more of a mature thing, like a maturity thing. You know what I mean? You ship your child off to get married. They haven't seen anything, and then there's a whole world out there. Now you're leaving your family. Those are things that they did back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just
I could see why everyone in today's society is so skeptical, because of, like I said, there's just so many things in the world that but I just feel like all of that was created by, you know, the devil to take us off of what we were here to do and what we were here meant to be. And I do feel like, yes, women can work and they can be bosses and they can be CEOs and they all that great stuff, but we were meant to be homemakers and mothers and nurturers. And I just feel like if our children didn't feel called to be married and didn't feel called to be, you know, that's fine. But I also don't necessarily believe in college, so I don't care if they go to college. So
yeah, I don't believe in college. It's a scam.
Yeah. So
but
Trade school me.
but
I believe in both sides. I believe you from a biblical stance, and I believe my sister from I guess worldly stance.
Yeah.
Because if you aren't raising your kids in a Christian household, then yeah, they're gonna be entertained by society and music, social media, all of that. So they're already gonna be.
So you got to have them in a box.
Yeah.
I mean, society is society.
Right. So they're
Social
already
media,
gonna
TV.
Exactly. They're already gonna be guided by that. They're gonna learn sex from school and all that type of stuff. So they're already gonna learn it in the wrong way. So if you're not raising them in a Christian household, then you have to teach them. You have to build them up, because they're gonna be too young at 18 to go. They're gonna cheat on them.
At 18, you can go to war.
Right.
You can get a gun, but I can't commit to one woman and be married. That's crazy.
that's because that's not what God created it for, and the devil's here on the world messing it all up.
That's crazy.
Crazy. But
Well, that went into my next question on, does social media play a part
Yes, it
in
does.
dating and marriage?
That's what's wrong with this generation now. That's why we're single.
Yeah,
That's
I feel like
literally why
social
we're
media
single.
is definitely a big part, because that's
It's
what
the
it's
whole
for.
part.
That's what it's made for you
It's
to
the
go
whole
on
part.
there and lust over everybody.
Bruh, before we graduated high school, we all, it was so different. Like, you meet somebody at school, you meet somebody at the mall, you meet somebody at the movies. It was just like, we're together.
Not we're together.
Tell me,
But it was a different approach on how they got at you.
Yeah, you had to approach a woman.
They weren't sliding in
Now
your
you
DMs.
don't. Now y'all you do. Oh, here's an emoji in your DM. Oh, I dropped my ball in your court. Corny,
bro,
porn.
But what's crazy too is like,
That's so ugly.
it's so hard to even picture somebody approaching you. Like, I mean, us as girls, like, it happens, like the gas station and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah, no,
on a serious
I get
level,
what
like
you're
where they're
saying.
like, oh, you know, can I take you on a date? Like, I could.
I'd be like,
I'd be like, actually,
y'all
that's
even know me.
weird.
I'd be like, hi,
That's
Mom.
weird.
Like, I would be. It would be so awkward. Like,
I guess it depends. Like,
It depends. Like if you're at the
So,
grocery store. And they're
no,
just
like say we're out at brunch. Like say we're all out at brunch, and this guy just walks up like, "Hey, excuse me, like you just are so beautiful," and he like is beautiful, and he got his group of
And you're
friends
just
with
like,
him, and then you're just
"Ah."
like, all right. Maybe if it happened like that, it just depends how you look, where you're at, what you're doing.
But I feel like we've been in those scenarios and
I
we're
was
just like,
gonna say, I feel
bye. No, I'm with my friends. Thank you.
I guess it just depends on the approach. I don't know.
It depends on the
At
where
the
you're
gas
at,
station,
too.
it's definitely a fuck no.
It depends on how he get. No, I don't think it's a fuck no at a gas station.
Okay,
Yeah,
Tiana.
What if he
the gas
pumps your gas
station.
for you? I'll be like, thank you.
No, you pay for it too.
No, yeah, because I've had people try to pump my gas, and I'm like,
Can
I
we-
don't need
can
you
we-
to. I need you to pay for it, not pump it for me.
can we say it depends on what gas station?
Definitely.
Gas
Oh,
City,
Chevron.
Gas City got all the crackheads.
Yeah, no. I don't even go to Gas City no more.
It's not even called Gas City.
And are you
anymore.
even on foot or are you in a car?
Like, where's your car? Why are you worried about my car and how I put my gas? Where are you at?
Oh
That's
my
funny.
God!
I have literally had somebody at Gas City say he wanted to take me on a fried chicken date, and I was like, no thanks.
Wait, what was he?
I don't like chicken.
I don't
black?
like chicken.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay. I was like, what if that was a white man that said that?
I'd have been like, sir, please get away from me.
It's about stereotypes.
That's like a funny.
Oh man.
Okay.
Fried chicken.
Wait. About the social media thing. Did when Kevin cheated, was it had anything to do with social media? Like, did he meet her on there or no?
No, it was just him communicating
Oh,
with people at places.
got it. Yeah,
But
because
no, social media had nothing.
I'm thinking back, and I don't think Marvin ever like.
Got at somebody on social media?
Trying to think. Yeah, no.
That's where all my cheating stemmed from.
I don't think it was
Or the
social
teacher.
media based. They probably like obviously follow each
But
other
how
or
are
whatever
they
after.
cheating on social media?
Well, I mean, just like meeting them. Like, is that how they met the person that they cheated with? Like
He's seen her and slid in the DM.
like all the times that I have caught Marvin talking to other girls, it was like girls he knew, or it was like a friend of somebody he knew. It wasn't ever like he met them.
On his own.
Yeah, on social media or whatever.
Well, I feel like when we were in our 20s too, and
It was less
just from
social
her
media.
generation, it was less of a social media interaction.
Yeah, that's
like,
very true.
We were still going to the club and like being out. You
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah, that was true.
I feel like social media got more bigger too with the pandemic and stuff.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's more of this generation's type of thing.
This generation.
Just
Man.
So okay, kind of getting it off of you guys.
Disgusting.
If you guys have friends that like cheat or married and they're like, you know what, girl, like I'm tired
Girl.
of him. I kind of want to go out and, talk to somebody. Do you hold your friends accountable
I
for
was just gonna ask
like
that
cheating
question.
and like try to talk them out of it, or just be like, I mean, hey, if you want to, you want to.
I mean, if you know their situation, I mean, I wouldn't promote it, but I'm not gonna be like, you shouldn't do that. Like, I mean, if your situation is kind of messed up, and
Yeah.
I know that he was doing some stuff or whatever, then
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
different when it's. But what if he didn't do nothing and she
if
just
he
being
didn't do
ain't shit?
anything, then I'll be like, he a good guy. Like,
Yeah, like
why
you
would
tripping.
you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be all for it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do it, then at the end of the day, that's,
You're gonna do it.
You're gonna do
But
it.
I think that's the main thing, is that we know that everyone's going to do what they want to do.
Right.
So it's like, why am I going to waste my time sitting here being like, no, don't do it. Like, obviously I would expect you guys to like check me if I was doing
you
wrong.
know me.
Right.
And I would say something, but at the end of the day, even if I did do all the lecturing and why are you doing this and why you do that, and then you guys sneak off with them anyways, it's like,
But
Waste
in the
of
back
breath.
of my head, damn, when I'm done cheating, Sabrina's like, fuck. Now I feel bad.
but yeah, no, I mean, I think it's pretty much like she said, like
Yeah.
it's to an extent, and it's of course I'm gonna hold you accountable in the sense of say something, but at the end of the day, if you do what you do, I'm not gonna be at their house too. Like, you shouldn't be here.
Right.
You shouldn't be at the side, dudes.
Right.
Nope, no.
Don't invite me to go cheat with you, though. I'm not doing that.
Like, I'm not
you
picking-
on your own. Like, especially her. Like I said, like if she wanted to go cheat on Marvin, I'm gonna be like, bye. I'm not going with you. What
I
the
don't
hell?
know nothing.
He coming after all of us.
Right.
We all getting beat.
So same question, kinda. Do you feel like your husbands had friends that you feel like they're
Like they got some bad friends.
they got bad friends that kind
they
of like
encouraged
they
them.
not encouraged it, but kind of like didn't really. I guess encourage the cheating.
I won't say encouraged.
Or put them in
I'll
positions.
say, right. That they maybe didn't say.
Holding them accountable.
Yeah, they didn't hold them accountable, but they're grown ass people. So
Yeah.
Right.
who are you going to tell? Oh, don't do that. Like, you probably got your own shit going on.
Yeah, men don't do that.
Yeah.
For me, I think that so Marvin has always had the personality where he don't give a crap about nobody, what nobody's doing. He don't follow nobody. He's gonna do what he wants to do. Most of the time that he was talking to girls, it was in private. I don't even know if his friends even knew in the moments. It wasn't like he was out partying, got too drunk, and went home with somebody. Like sometimes I wish, but anyways, for him. It was like he did what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it, no matter what. And I do think that he probably has a friend or two that probably would hold him accountable or say something like, "Oh, why would you do that?" You know. But all his friends also know how he is, and they're gonna just go along for the ride because it's
And-
usually Marvin's ride. That
And it's usually they all know how you are, and they're like, "Well, we ain't gonna be on this ride because she gonna kill us."
And then I do think that there are some friends that put him in
Predicament.
questionable situations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like.
I do think for the last time that he'd ever done it, it was definitely a question where I lost respect for the friend he was with, like, completely. And I was just like, I know he's grown. I know he made his own choices, but I feel like you thinking it was okay for a man in a committed relationship to be where he was at, doing what he was doing, and just going along for that ride
a
was
baby.
just, yeah, like that was out. So obviously, like I said, they are grown.
Wait, is that friend still around?
He's still a friend. He's just not around. If that makes sense.
Not welcomed.
It's not even that. He just
Yeah, I'm like, he was still around for a
he's
minute, and then he
busy.
kind of got his own thing going on.
yeah. But
Oh, I know.
But yeah, no, Marvin's always been his own, like, he's into it. Like, you know how he responded to that question of, like, does he have friends that, or would he stop his friends from cheating? And he was like, no, because
They gonna do it.
He's the same. He's the same
no
way.
one could stop him. So that's just, that was that.
Okay. So y'all both are married, and y'all have kids. I mean, I feel like this is kind of different for y'all when I asked them. Did y'all always want kids?
I did.
I had never thought of it. Like, obviously I knew one day I'd have kids, but it was not like, oh, I want kids. And I wasn't really good with kids. I'm still not really good with kids.
Bro, when I found out you were pregnant, I'm like, oh,
My
Lord,
mom-
this girl don't even like children.
My mom to this day, she's like, it just warms my heart how I see you like hugging and kissing them. Like, I never could imagine. Like, what? Like, what? So I wouldn't say I didn't want them. I just never thought about it like that.
What about you, Mel? Do you want kids?
Kid, not multiple, just one. I just want one. One will be fine. I'll be fine with one.
Ash, did you always want kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Ashley always.
I
wanted
always
kids.
wanted kids.
I'm still in the middle.
I couldn't see Ashley with kids either. Ashley and Sabrina were the two that I could not see with kids.
Really? I could always see Ashley
Nope.
with kids.
Well, no, never. So when I found out that you were pregnant too, I was like, wow.
Sabrina, yeah. I feel like me and her kind of was the same.
Yeah.
I'm still in that.
She's still in the gray area.
Wait, I have a question. Did you always want 4 kids?
I wanted 5.
Oh, so you still got time for one more.
That's what I say.
I'm old.
No,
Oh, so that's why you waiting on Tiana to give you your 5th.
girl.
I guess so.
She'd be like, you don't need no baby daddy. I'll help you.
Okay.
No, like,
a baby daddy.
honestly, like having my 2, like I just don't do well with pregnancy, birth, and delivery. But if I could skip that part, I would probably have like at least 3.
That's my favorite part.
Honestly, that is my favorite
Pregnancy,
part.
birth, and delivery.
I loved it all too.
whole
See,
thing.
I like pregnancy for the most part. I didn't have hard pregnancies except one thing, but other than that, my labor and delivery sucked both times.
That's like the most exciting part.
I know. I love being pregnant.
I also really like being in the hospital, but
That part was
I
amazing
know
too.
it's weird. but
peaceful.
yeah. Those couple of days.
yeah. And the newborn phase, like I love all of it, and I would have more, but I don't know. My body doesn't do well with it. It's just a lot.
Do you feel like your husbands were on the same page with kids? Like, did he want 4? Did Marv really
He
want
wanted.
2?
Mark wants another one. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just saying.
No, he didn't. He,
Well, yeah, because he's the only child.
He's the only child.
yeah,
So
he's
what?
the only
An
child.
only child have 4 kids?
Right.
Like, that's
Right.
crazy.
So how'd you get that? Like, let's have one more. Okay, let's have one more.
It just
Maybe one more.
That's hilarious.
At least he got 3 boys though.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
Thank God he got 3 boys.
Marvin was always wanted children. He's the oldest of 7. His youngest is 9, or his youngest sibling is 9.
It's only 7.
Yeah, there's more, but 7. Yeah.
Oh Lord, stop.
So there's he always wanted children. He always wanted a big family. But then once we had 2, he made me feel like, or he gave me these. It was me. I was getting a vibe he didn't want anymore. So I got it in my head not to have any more. And then he started randomly recently saying he wanted more. And I'm like
a year ago he was.
yeah, not gonna happen.
Well, you have Anaya now too, so
yeah.
I'll
And
send you her
there's some-
social, add her to the beneficiary.
We have
I
yeah.
think Marvin got like that because your daughter is needy.
Both of them are with him.
Yeah, especially her. Like, she's getting better. But like her first 3 years, it's like daddy, 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 and doesn't leave him alone. Like, so it's like, I don't want my 3rd kid to be like this. Like, be about your mom.
Shoot, for real, I wanted that too. But we also have so many nieces, nephews, and then Marvin and I raised his youngest cousin, one of his youngest cousins, and now he's gonna have a baby, and we're gonna probably be helping with that. So it's like we already have so many babies around us. Why put my body through that all again for not just another baby, but for another baby when we have so many babies around. Obviously, we have 2 of our own, boy and a girl, so we just kind of felt content with that.
And then when I have one,
Exactly.
just don't ship him to y'all house.
And he puts it on me and T, like, y'all need to find husbands. I need y'all to have babies. Like, I want nieces and nephews from y'all. And we're like, okay.
I'm really
find us a
leaving
good
my
nanny.
baby.
Working
Since
on
you want some
it.
damn kids so bad, Marvin.
Like, y'all don't understand. I'm really leaving my baby at y'all doorsteps. Like,
She says this every week. She's dead ass says this every week. They're gonna be transferring from Serena's house to
Right.
Sabrina's house to mine
Yeah.
to Ashley's. All right, T, it's your day for your kid.
For your kid.
I'm the weekend parent.
But
Okay.
no, Tiana, I think your mindset will completely change. Like if you found out that you were pregnant,
I would cry.
no, I don't think you would.
I would be devastated.
Devastated. You'd be happy.
But nobody else around you would be devastated, so I don't think that you would be
I
devastated.
would, because I'm not good with like
But you think that you're
pain
not.
and like
Who knows?
weird changes.
But
and,
you
like,
would be because you're getting something out of it. So you complete like if this one right here can have 2 kids, bitch, you can have 4.
and-
She's like, I just only want
Sabrina
one.
is the biggest
One.
weenie in life. If she
I'm
can
gonna
have
be
2
a
kids,
freaking
you
grandma.
can. Stop it.
It's bad, but it's not that bad.
But it's
Like,
it's worth it.
You might lose hair,
You don't even
boobs
think about it.
hurt,
Oh my God.
stretch marks.
That's bad stuff.
You know, get sick every now
But-
and then.
But
It's not that bad.
The crazy thing, well, I don't know, because you are getting older. Not sorry, but it's easier when you're younger too. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, things snap back better. Things.
hey,
But you're in the gym now, so you know it might just be
My
smooth.
mom had Evan at your age.
okay, but I'm not having it at this age.
That.
I'm gonna be like 35.
Okay, here you go. Jen.
February is you got some time.
Just have them like back to back, so you can have 2
Oh God, no, I
But-
don't want to. I want one.
Just one.
kids.
But hey, you never know. You might love it. You might love being pregnant. You might love the whole thing. You might want to have another one right after.
Yeah, no, that was me.
That was definitely me.
I was trying.
I proved it.
You know, Naya thinks you can just pick up a baby at a store.
It actually took us too long.
It's really
Oh,
so
Lord
cute.
Jesus. She said, "Pick up the baby at the store."
She said, "Mommy, can I have a sister?" And I was like, She's like, "Can we go to the sister store?" And I'm like, "That's really far, really far."
It's in another country.
That sounds like something Camille would say.
Yeah, it is. She wants a sister.
Oh God.
Like, girl, no,
that's
you
fine.
don't
Ma'am.
share your stuff.
No, ma'am. Oh.
Can't do it.
Another
She's
her.
enough. Yeah, no, she's
She's
enough.
so cute though.
We got a dose of me.
She's
yesterday.
gonna be the star of the family.
Yeah, she's the star of the show.
Yeah.
She can, like, girl, you want this light.
Right.
Trust me, you don't want to share it. Coming from being the
Yourself.
only girl,
Right,
you
right.
want this light.
No, for real.
I never wanted a sister and never asked my parents, never crossed my mind. Still don't. I'm glad I don't got one. Seriously.
She has 3 of us.
It's funny
that's
because
Right.
Yeah.
I have other relatives. So when I met them later on in life. I felt like I was like, I don't want this responsibility. Like I like being the younger sister. But I mean, I'm happy for them now.
Tiana thinks she's the only child.
I mean, we're 9 years apart. I am
So?
technically like an only child. We had 2 different
Right.
like, upbringings, basically.
In 2 different times.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Well, my brothers are 9 years apart too. And Evan
Yeah.
was always up under Adam.
I wasn't.
Because you were in high school and she was like 5.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
insane. Like there's nothing relatable at that time.
No, Evan at all of Adam's football games, where was he? On the field. Every game. On the field.
fine. That's me, Haley, and Serena. So.
Yeah. And
Well,
you and
yeah.
Serena are what, 6 years
7.
apart? 7? Yeah.
And me and Haley are 9.
My
Yeah,
mom
they're
didn't really
close.
raise us to be like close. We didn't like have that type of.
And you guys are your personalities too, though.
Yeah, our personalities are different. I feel like now we're getting closer because
Yeah.
we're doing it on our own. Like my
Yeah.
mom wasn't like,
we're
you guys
older.
have to. Yeah, we're older.
Yeah.
So
But that's funny because my mom had me and my sister 5 years apart, and it was similar in like we never had a time where we were able to relate or connect. And then obviously now that we're older, we try that more on our own. But that's why once I had my Teo, my mom literally like pretty much in the hospital as I've given birth, like, when are you having another one? Like she was traumatized by us being 5 years apart. That she
Yeah.
was like, you cannot wait.
Right.
So literally, like as soon as I was able to get back on the horse or
So your
whatever,
mom was like,
In the
that too. I
back
thought that was just it.
maybe that was the wrong terminology to use. Get back on once I was able to, do that, I didn't even get back on birth control. I think I did for maybe like a month or two, and then I was like, all right, let's try for number 2, and it was.
I feel
what
like
I
you
wanted
kind
to.
of
Yeah,
wanted
that's
your
what I
kids
did
to be close in age.
And then we took that break, so then that messed everything
No.
up.
It's like he messed up my plan.
So do you think kids? We asked this question too in the last episode. Do you think kids played a part in you guys getting back together and getting married?
No.
It was just all like emotion.
No, because they already had 2 kids
Yeah.
and they took the 3-year break, so they didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
about that part.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, no, if you're cheating, bye. I don't give a fuck how many kids we
I mean,
got.
of course, you want your
The
kids to
family,
have a
yeah.
family,
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever,
for sure.
But if it wouldn't have worked within that 2-year time of us getting back together, then it was whatever. Yeah.
What about you?
So, for me, so we had the 2 years off, and then we got back together. So this is a weird story. I hadn't been on birth control for like a long time. Like, and I wasn't getting pregnant. I had asked the doctor like, "Oh, is something wrong with me?" And they're like, "No, you're fine." So I wasn't really. I wasn't trying to trap him, but I was being careless. And so when we got back together, I think we got back together in November of 14, and I ended up pregnant. I got pregnant in March of 15. So it was like 6 months after we got back together. Were we trying not to? No, but it wasn't something I was thinking about or worried about. And, so it was a weird space. Like, we obviously are getting back together from him doing all the cheating, and then we're working on that, and then I get pregnant. So I definitely think that the kids changed the momentum of the relationship. Like, it could have ended up not working out after we tried for 6 months or whatever, but I got pregnant. So that was the focus. So
I was going to say the focus
turned.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
However, that's not the point that he changed for good. So there was another situation that had happened a year after my son was born, and it just so happened that when I found out about that situation, I was pregnant again. So again, I'm in this situation where it's like, do I make it work for now 2 children, or do I leave with 2 children? And in that moment of, I'm finding out I'm pregnant, I have a 1-year-old, I'm, in this vulnerable situation. It was the reason why I decided to fight for the marriage and the relationship. And he knew he was about to lose everything. So obviously, when men change and they're like on their best behavior and they're doing everything you've
Taking
ever
out the
asked.
trash.
Yeah, like he was on that trash every day. Like, so
Church every Sunday.
yeah, he had, in those days to come from us finding out we were having another one, me finding out all the stuff that he had been doing. It was just it's a really weird space. Like, it's hard to say. It was for the kids, but it was also. I mean, it was for the kids, because in that moment of vulnerability, I'm like, I can't, not that I can't do it on my own, but I don't want to. Yeah. And I'm like, in my head, in these moments, I was like, I've been here before. We've been through this before. Like, he has a lot more on the line to lose. Maybe this will be what
Changes.
fixes this. I don't know. It's very hard to explain the things that I'm thinking and doing because they don't really make sense. But luckily for me, I do believe that since my daughter's been born, there's been no problems. Trust is there. Like, there's nothing hidden. Like, like everything has changed. He's proved himself. He's done everything he can to make the family work. And I think initially it was for the kids, but it came out to be a greater good.
It's a coincidence.
That's good.
After both of y'all men cheated, they had girls.
That's karma. And they both daddy's girls. That's karma.
Funny.
Definitely.
True.
Wow,
That is
T.
karma.
That is
I didn't even realize
observant.
that.
I didn't until
That's
now. I'm like,
karma,
wait,
though.
that's like funny.
But yeah, but Marvin's mindset has completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that like he says and does that I'm questionable, but it's never trust that I ever question with him anymore.
Can I ask a hot seat question?
Ooh, I'm scared.
Like stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we know men don't search and they don't look into it. But if they were to, not now, but then if they were to look for something, would they have found something?
Like
mean,
when
like-
they cheated, during the time they cheated?
Yeah. Or like if they went through your phone or something, would they have found?
Actually, you trying to?
Well, because we asked them last question, have they found something? They said we don't look.
Nope. They haven't found nothing in mine.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, before marriage, I've
So yeah, he would have found.
no.
something.
This is the thing.
A little bit of good morning.
This is the thing. There has been even in marriage, like there's been times where I've felt like so disconnected from my marriage and my husband and my relationship, thinking we're on the verge of divorce, thinking things aren't working, where somebody would message me. It's not that I've ever entertained it or like went that far, but it would be like in my head, like, oh, I just want to text back, or oh, I just want to see this person. Oh, I just want to, because
Your emotional needs aren't being met.
Yeah, exactly. And not to say that even when me and Marvin were broke up, my loyalty was always to Marvin.
Crazy.
So it's like I could never
I
like.
did that with Marv too. So I do with her.
It's kind of like, I guess he snatched my soul. Is that how you say it?
Your soulmate.
Yeah.
Your soulmate.
No
Yeah.
snatching.
It's your soulmate.
So it was kind of like he's always had, no matter what, whoever was in the picture or whatever, it never ever mattered. Not that that's happened, but
Y'all never
it's
mattered.
happened, you know.
So, y'all been married. Well, I know you and Kevin kind of just, it's recent.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you feel like you guys tying the knot, has anything changed?
No.
No? Still the same?
I mean, we've been together for
Yeah,
so long.
that
so,
is
I mean,
true.
Sometimes when you wait that long, I mean, at this point, it's just the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Y'all already had the
Yeah.
house, the kids.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
And I feel like with both of y'all too, y'all kind of had the same type of. Yeah, I feel like you guys had the same type of feeling. Like you were like, I don't need no big wedding. Like, let's just go to the courthouse. And
Yeah.
which y'all both did.
Right.
I will say though, I got the big wedding snatched for me because I had it, and my family was, you know, pitching in, and everyone's getting together, putting money together for a wedding. And then when he cheated, and we had to cancel everything, so second go around, there was like, we not giving you a dime. Like,
Courthouse.
Figure it out.
yeah, figure it out. So that's why we went the courthouse route. But again, it was kind of like, you know, I have a baby. Like, I just want to get.
Ain't nothing wrong with going to the courthouse, by the way.
No.
It's really not.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was also in
'Cause
the
at this
space.
point, that's what I'm doing.
I was also in the space where I was just like new to my faith, and the whole like having a baby and living in sex outside of marriage was killing me. So I was like, look, we need to get married. So I will say I did pressure in that sense a little bit, which was hard because his journey on his faith is definitely not the same as mine. So, but he, like I said, this is where the men think like, oh, well, it's for her and it's what she wants and it's not going to change anything. And so like, it was kind of that, like, it was, yeah. And that was what it was. So it was just like, it just happened. It just happened that way because it
But
was
now you're
convenient.
happily married
Yeah.
and trusting relationship.
But I will say with the question about has anything changed since marriage, I think in the grand scheme of things, obviously our relationship hasn't changed too much of like what we expect from each other, you know, how we know each other. But I will say, like I was saying earlier, people change like constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am one of those people. Like I change, we change our underwear. Like I'm constantly learning, doing new things, trying new things, and starting new businesses or whatever the case is. I'm always in a different season, and I feel like the thing with marriage that made it so. Like life made it amazing is that you always have that partner that's like there. You like before marriage, I've never expected anything from Marvin. Obviously, we've been together since 18. We've always lived together, always supported each other, always joint accounts, always paid each other stuff. Like we were a team always. But it's just something about being married that it's like solid. It's more solid. It feels more solid. Like where
Secure.
I lack, he picks up. Yeah, where he's allowed me to take time off and not have to work and pick up everything, you know. He's allowed, you know, a lot of me to do, like put my kids in private school. And there's a lot of things that we never thought we would have to face as a married couple that we've faced. Even like I said, verge of divorce, like going through those times where we're like, he's, you know, dealing with what he's dealing with and I'm dealing with what we're dealing with, and we're not working on it together, and we can see the marriage crumbling. And it's like, before marriage, there'd been times like that, but you don't think about, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going through their thing and you're going through your thing, but you're not thinking about it enough to be like, oh, we're crumbling, you know, like this isn't working. Now as a marriage, you're like, okay, we have to get back on top
because
of.
you know you can't just get up and leave.
Yeah. And then with the kids, things change with kids, like, you know, schedules and being busy and doing more family oriented things.
Right.
Orientated?
Yeah.
Orientated.
But so I do think things change, but it's not on the grand scheme. It's just a little like logistical things, I guess.
Yeah, because I feel like Marvin's still the same. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, Jesus.
Sorry, guys.
I feel like he's the same. I feel like marriage didn't change him because as he got older, he just realized, like, this is the person that I want to be with. Like, I need to stop, you know, bullshitting and doing all the crazy stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a
It's
security
maturity,
belt too.
yeah.
It's like it feels nice to go through life with one person.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
And really be a team through it.
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Like, obviously, we have our days where we're yelling at each other about some stupid, but coming together as a team and knowing that that's what you're going to also come home to at the end of the day. Like, he's texting me right now. He's like, I love you. I'm like, I love you more. He's like, I love you more. Like,
Oh my God.
like, why are you so
He knows she recording.
like, look.
Make sure to make me look good, babe.
Right. But just like I
took a
said last episode, like, both of y'all relationships are like best friends. Like, you guys are a team. You guys are strong. I don't think that marriage really changed y'all bonds, but
Yeah.
it just solidified it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I am happy that I have both of y'all
Oh.
to, you know, kind of look up to and learn from. So
But I also think being married, like, you should marry your best friend.
Yeah.
If your spouse isn't
Definitely.
your best friend, throw
Definitely.
the whole spouse away.
right.
Throw the whole spouse away.
I was just gonna say, I know we're short on time, but it's like one of the questions you asked the boys about, like the friend thing. having
Oh
a
yeah,
friend.
best friend.
Oh,
How y'all feel
yeah.
about that?
What?
Having a best friend. That's
Oh, that's a
opposite sex.
juicy
Like,
one.
what if Kevin had a girl best friend? Like, how would you feel about that?
He has had girl best friends.
Had.
Yeah, like,
happened
they're
there?
still cool, but I mean, I don't think.
But I feel like it's kind of different. Like, they don't go out to eat and
no,
hang
they
out
don't do
and
any of
text
that.
all the
Oh,
time.
you mean like do all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin
Like
said
best
if you
friends.
had a friend
And I can't
before we were in a relationship, it's different. Like, I say you were friends with a guy before you and Kevin even met each other.
And he can't go out with us.
Yeah, you can't just say, oh, you got to cut your friend off because I don't like him
Yeah,
because he's a
no.
man. No, it's different if the friend is respecting your relationship.
Right.
And I feel like at that point, then they need to be friends with him
It's just
too.
their motive.
Yeah.
What is their motive?
What is the motive?
Yeah, definitely.
If
I
you
mean,
have
we-
something else behind it, then
Yeah. Well, I don't want a male friend if he has any motive towards me or has flirted with me. None of that. I don't want that.
right. I mean,
Yeah, same.
I
Marvin.
feel like they all got motives.
Yeah, Marvin has.
yeah, you know, eventually, sometimes.
Like I said, Marvin's always been like a lone wolf, doing his own thing, whatever he wanted to do or whatever. And so since the day I met him, he had like friends. He never really cared about anybody enough to like have a best friend or a sister. They tried to come and be his best friend. They tried to be his sister, but like
Shut that down.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing where
Hey,
it was
brother.
it wasn't nothing that was they like there was no approach to me or in my eyes that was like I respected that friendship. It was never anything that it was like, oh, okay, this is his best friend, this is his sister. Like,
No.
A woman will feel it. Like,
Yeah, you'll
and
know.
so he's had one friend, best friend, sister, whatever.
Tread lightly.
I am. And it
Tread lightly.
was, there were moments where I'm like, okay, like, I'll try to make this work, and, tried, and it just didn't work. But originally when we had got back together, so they had became best friends when we were off for those 2 years. So it was during that time. And then when we got back together and I'm peeping everything, like my head's on a swivel. So, they'd try to go to lunch together because he used to work all over the Bay Area. So he'd drive around and she'd, oh, want to meet me for lunch? Or, oh, let's meet me for lunch. I immediately was like, yeah, no, that's not happening anymore. And it stopped.
was her,
Yeah,
not
I don't
him.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Well, because they used to do it, I guess. But
my thing was, I don't know. I'm just like, first of all, we're coming out of cheating.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem we have.
Right.
Second,
no friends.
Yeah. Second thing is like, I just don't really understand the point of being one-on-one with this person that's new, kind of new. You know, like it's just didn't make sense. So yeah, I stopped that. We allowed the whole like during get-togethers and that kind of stuff. That was cool, but as things started getting weird, and yeah, so that just ended. But other than that, I don't think. Like I said, there's nothing that came from before me because there's
Yeah,
there's
I'm
nothing
like, he's
before
always
me.
made
If
it
was
like.
before, then that's kind of different. But
If
like
it's
a new friend,
yeah, that's weird.
weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But even I feel like even if it was an old friend or a new friend, once you get into a serious relationship,
What is going on?
once you get into a serious relationship, it's up to the guy or the girl, whoever has the best friend, to kind of put them in their place. Like, okay, we can't go and have lunch like we used to, or we can't talk on the phone like we used to. It has to be a respect for your spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like I have made guy friends, but I felt always I made it clear like, okay, come over and hang out with me and Marvin.
Yeah.
Like, get to know Marvin. Like my guy friends, I have like 2 maybe, and they're in and out like once a year, twice a year kind of thing.
But
And
they're also friends with Marvin too.
and they've went on trips with Marvin, like snowboarding and like things like that, you know, like they've become mutual friends with us. So
Yeah.
I think that is a big thing too. If you have a friend that's a girl and she's not even trying to be a mutual friend with me,
Right.
that's out.
Yeah. She gotta get
Don't do
past
the
us
friends.
first. Just saying. Yeah, the only female friends Marvin allowed to have is whoever's in it. Even I have a problem with that.
All right, y'all. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you to my sister for coming. Thank you for Sabrina being a guest.
Being
Even
again.
though she talked to the entire time.
It was hard not to ask questions.
I know. I bet it was.
Yeah.
But so, what do we say?
Like and subscribe.
All right, y'all. Well, bye.
Bye.